You know, I think most people would think that building an elevator and then getting an elytra would make the elevator useless, but I honestly think it's the opposite, because this is a crazy saver on rockets. I feel like I could fly 1,000 blocks just by going up this elevator. Now, I mean, of course, I'm not gonna do that, because I don't need to fly 1,000 blocks, because the first project of today is actually gonna be at the top of this elevator. And all of this deep slate we've been gathering while working on our projects, like the slime farm, mining, all of that stuff is going to be extremely useful since the big circle is going to be built out of deep slate. And according to my calculations, we'll need about this much. And this is actually most of the deep slate, so if my calculations are off, it's going to be pretty annoying. And knowing me, there's a pretty decent chance they'll be off. I did get a tiny bit extra. I think it's like 2 shulker boxes and 25 stacks. But this is obviously just rounded up to 3 shulker boxes. Also, in between episodes, I actually went end busting with Acer. And we got a whole lot of shulker boxes. This still isn't quite enough for what I need. My goal is to completely fill up an ender chest for the storage system I want to do. But it'll suffice for now. And I only need like 9 more of these. So just one quick end raid and it should be fine. But yeah, I think it's time to get cracking on Big Circle. So, it's time, it's time. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is crazy. This is actually just insane. It's big circle. It's casting such a shadow on this island. I'm so glad I lit it up. Otherwise, it would have just been completely pitch black. And there would have been so many mobs down here. It would have been a little bit of a nightmare to deal with. But I'm smart and I remembered to light it up. Just kidding, I'm not smart, but I still remembered to light it up. And this is still very crazy. Look at that. Riding the elevator up this thing is crazy. Cause it just like fades into view. I feel like I could have done maybe a bit of a better job with the texturing. There's some spots that look a little bit rough, but I honestly think it's fine. Because this is going to be covered up by a lot of stuff later. This is just the floor, so you're never actually going to see it like this, because it's going to be broken up. But yeah, this is really crazy. And this entire place is also going to be about 80 blocks tall. And so we're going to have so much room for activities. I was a little bit worried that this base wouldn't be big enough when I was planning it out in my head. But no, this is going to be more than big enough. This is crazy. I can't wait to get stuff done in here. And even then, I still plan to build things like near the bottom here to kind of populate this island with buildings and stuff. And put some buildings on like this island over here. Maybe do something with the island of Death and Despair over here. I don't know, this is just absolutely insane. The building of the circle also went much more smoothly than I anticipated it would. I actually had no mistakes. I had to go back and redo some things like once, but that was like 5 blocks. And I didn't like get to the end of one of these and be like, wait a second, this isn't symmetrical. What did I do wrong? That never happened. What a way to start off the episode. I also got a couple of music discs, because this place was a little bit of a mob farm. Also, I've still been dying trying to go down this elevator. For some reason, it's just impossible. I might have to try to extend that little pillar of blocks down more. That's probably sufficient. Let's see. If I die here again, I'm actually just going to be really sad. I think that zombie might have pushed me out of the way. What am I doing landing in the water? I have an elytra. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to do some stuff over here when I get the actual stock built up. Because this elevator is kind of really, really dangerous. I've died so many times with this thing. So many times. But yeah, I think it's time to get on with some other stuff I wanted to do in this episode, because that isn't all I have planned. This video has only just begun. Oh my god. Oh my god. Looking at that time lapse, I totally did not make this even. I did mess up. I just didn't notice that I messed up. That's even worse. Hang on, let me fix this real quick. And there we go. Everything is looking all nice and symmetrical. The piece is restored. Anyways, distractions aside, I was thinking the other day, the fact that we don't have an XP farm is kind of making it hard to get projects done. Like, the villagers are our only XP source right now, and it isn't very fast. And so, I don't want to have to keep, like, coming back here every time I need to repair my tools, and then trading up, waiting for the melon and pumpkin farm to do more stuff. It's kind of a hassle. I don't want to have to interrupt the flow of my project, like, doing that. And I also thought, hey, we don't have an XP source, but what we do have is disposable pickaxes. And so what I was thinking is we could make up, like, an entire shulker box of, like, shovels and pickaxes. Like, one of each. And so then it's just, like, we go through them, and then we just break them. They don't have mending on them. They just have Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, and we just use it. Like, is that dumb? Am I dumb for thinking that this is a good idea? I mean, I guess there's one way to find out. And that is to try it. So I feel like one of the main bottlenecks when I'm doing this is going to be the XP that I get from trading. And so I want to enchant these shovels as efficiently as possible. So, like, doing it in the right order, for example, can change how much it costs. And also, like, which ones you do first. So there's one. Luckily, those are the only 2 enchants we need for this. Efficiency 5 and Unbreaking 3. We don't need mending because we're not going to be mending these up. We're just going to be shredding through them. Okay, admittedly, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because I feel like shredding through an entire shulker box of shovels while sand mining is going to be incredibly cathartic. But yeah, really, all that I can do here is just keep trading. So now there's also the option of enchanting the shovel first and then putting the other book on there. I just want to see how much that costs. Oh, that is a little cheaper. Okay, I'm really glad I tried that. So now this is going to be a little bit slow just because of the time it takes for villagers to restock. But this is also something that doesn't really take that much time, like commitment. I just have to wait a lot. And so while this is going, I can also do some other projects. And so I was thinking that for another project we could do, one of the resources that we need a lot of, and that we do not have a lot of, is bone meal. Bone meal is not only extremely useful for mob farms and such, but it's also used for white dye, which is really important because my base is going to be built out of white concrete for the most part. And so I figured that a moss farm would be really good because those things just generate bone meal. You can, if you don't want moss, you can just pump all the moss into making bone meal. It's ridiculously fast. It's fairly cheap. It's just, it'll be good. It'll be just really good to have this early. And so I'm just clearing out this little area because I was thinking of putting the moss farm pretty close to the slime farm, just so I could have a couple of things in this area. Now, I don't want to put it too close to the slime farm. If I do that, then I might end up like running into that when I build a shell around the slime farm, or a building around it of some kind. And so I'm gonna have to keep my distance from it a little bit. I was thinking if I put it like kind of close to this slime farm building, then it would look kind of nice as this like kind of industrial farming area while the base is being built up. Once the actual base is built up, I'm thinking of putting like buildings around it for all the farms. So we're kind of going to be expanding inwards in a sense. Starting at the outside, and then as we get more and more progressed, and as the base starts coming together a little bit more, we start progressing inwards. Which makes sense, because that'll mean that on the outside the buildings are a little smaller, a little bit less grand, and then right next to the mushroom I can make them like 50, 100 blocks tall. No problem, because I'm going to have the resources and infrastructure to allow that to happen. And look at that. Throughout all my rambling, we've actually managed to clear up the space. Let's see how this is looking. Yeah, I'd say that's a good distance away. That's a good size. If it kind of takes up most of that area. Yeah. The area could be a little bigger. Maybe take out a couple of trees. Yeah, it could be a little bigger. And alright, now that that area is looking a little bit more open, yeah, I'd say that's a really solid amount of space. I can work with that. And if I end up using not all of it, then I can just use this part for the slime farm building, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, because I can't really put blocks above this area. So it's going to be kind of interesting to decorate that. But yeah, I guess all I really need now is some materials, and also a moss farm design. Alright, and now a little while later, I have both of those things. I made a redstone box filled with a smattering of components. Basically, just as many as I could afford, really. And as for the design, I found a design by RaiseWorks that was uploaded really recently that looks really good. It's not too big, but it's also fairly sizable, so we're gonna get lots and lots of bone meal and moss and all the things we need. So I guess there really isn't much else to do other than to just get cracking. I really hope I have enough redstone dust. I just looked at the items list and I actually don't have enough redstone, which is annoying. That's annoying. I gotta go mining for a bit. Alright, and quick little, like, 15-minute mining session, and our redstone supplies are looking healthy again. And so, I guess we shall begin. The first step is to find a chunk boundary that is right. Looks like we gotta do a little bit more clearing. Anyways, one small deforestation later, and we have enough space. The reason that we needed to do this is because this farm needs to be in between two chunks, and the only other chunk here is in the way of the slime farm. And so I had to dig out a little bit of space this way in order to have enough space for the moss farm. But yeah, I guess we can kind of just get cracking. First, we should probably prepare this terrain a little bit. Alright, and now to begin, I think we kind of just have to build a line of blocks. Yep, just gotta do a little like this. Just blocks with redstone, and then pistons on top of that, I think. And then a little bit of this action with the blocks, yeah, redstone in it up, and a little bit of like this stuff. And now we get to place the lava, which, if I'm not mistaken, goes here and here. Something about this doesn't feel right. Oh, yeah, that's definitely not right. Oh, that's definitely not right. Alright, crisis averted, I think. Now I'm building up the walls around the farm, which I have to do on both sides. Alright, and now that these walls are here, we can fill up these trapdoors with water. And then a couple of blocks on top of these trapdoors, just so we can power them. And then down here, we need a line of immovable blocks just to keep the stone from the stone generator from going everywhere. Alright, and now we just need this fairly simple clock. I actually built it wrong. That goes there. And for now, we can just plop a lever down on here, but later I'm probably going to turn this into an actual on and off switch. But for now, this will do just fine. Alright, and now we just need a piston here, I believe. And actually, I did build this clock in the wrong spot. I had to move it, but no biggie since it's like 6 blocks. Then observer on here. And then I think all we need to do is quickly swap out this block here for a slab. Blomp. And... oh wait, no, it's this block. Is it? Wait. I think I actually goofed up with the lava. I fixed it on one side, but not the other. Oh, that's... wait, I can get a music disc here. Oh, there's so many skeletons here. Ooh. Ah, dang. I think I actually might have goofed up with the water a little bit. Yeah, that should be water right there. Oh. No, there should be water right here, right? Alright, and then there's a redstone line running up to here, and this should actually be the stone generator completed. If I just flick this lever, whoops. Okay. Oh, that's going. Oh. Why aren't these pistons pushing? This is really weird. There we go. I just had to give them all a pulse for some reason. What? What? Where's the lava? Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. I just destroyed everything. Okay. Woo! Alright, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of disassembly work to see why this isn't working. So if I put a block in here, does this get pushed? No, it doesn't. Is the timing off? It certainly feels like it might be a mismatch in the timing. Oh, I forgot a repeater, didn't I? Okay, yeah, looks like I just forgot this repeater right here. And it was throwing the timings off. So now if I put a block in here, yeah, that gets moved out. I did destroy the lava, so let me go get another one real quick. Yoink. Alright, and now, in theory, I should just be able to place this lava in and kickstart the stone generators. I can't help but feel like I built these walls in the wrong places. Hang on, let me check. Yes, I did in fact build them in the wrong places. Let me move them real quick. Alright, this is looking a little better. This is looking like what we want to see here. And this is the main bulk of the farm done. Well, I mean, okay, there's still a lot more to do, but this is the stone generator that will eventually supply us with moss. Oh wait, and I do need to put these trapdoors back. Alright, and after that, I have a little water system in here. This will flood all the moss over here, bringing up a bubble elevator, and spit it out over here. I guess I'm just gonna keep cracking on the farm because I have some pretty good momentum going on here. Alright, the water stream is now continued, and it is now pointing into the moss collection system and then the bone meal. And so the moss will come up into here, flow into these hoppers, and then get composted, and then bone meal is going to go into these dispensers and then dispense the moss, and then all of this stuff is going to get mossed. It's going to get crushed and then flow into this water, And then all the plants from here are going to flow into this water stream, and then go back up, get bone mealed again, and this is an infinite cycle that generates bone meal. Alright, so, I was building up this next redstone circuit, and then I realized that things weren't quite lining up how they should, and, I built this wall one block too long. This entire farm, I have to destroy basically half the farm. Yay! This, is there a way I can get around this? I mean, I can get around destroying, like, half of this, right? I can just move some things around, right? Right? I can just move some things around. I can just move a couple things and not have to rebuild everything. Please. I'll see if I can figure something out. Alright, after a little bit of moving things around, messing with the water streams, I think everything is where it should be now. Besides the actual water streams, everything should be good. Like, I didn't have to break any of this, I just had to change a little bit of stuff around, minimal rebuilding, and I think we're good. So that's good that we kind of averted that crisis slightly. Just slightly, but we did avert it. We did kind of. Anyways, I think that's actually like most of the redstone. I just gotta... I think there's like a couple things left. Let me do that real quick. Alright, and now we have gotten that small circuit in, and that is actually the farm pretty much complete. Like, there's some stuff we can do with the output, some optional stuff with that, like sorting of some kind, but in theory, if I flick that lever at the bottom, this should just start spewing out moss. Which we can then just put a couple hoppers at the end of and just bone meal it. Or compost it, I mean. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's only one way to find out whether this farm works or not. And that is to flick that lever. Let me try and... Okay, I mean... Let's see. Rude. Wait, 2 ticks. There we go, there we go. The water streams are looking like a bit of a mess, but that should be fine. Are these chapters out of sync? This feels like it's wrong. Is this... I think the composter is just in the wrong spot, actually. There we go, there we go. That's in phase, that's in phase. Yeah, that's moss, that's moss. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Are we... No, we're not losing any to the bottom? Wow. Everything's working. So in theory, we should just... It's going into the hole. We should just be, like... generating plants. I don't think we're going to be generating too much just because the system still has to fill itself up with bone meal. But then once that is generated, then... Yeah, look! We have a plant hole. This is okay. This is good. This is good. We just have to put a collection system at the end here, and I guess we're not even going to be collecting the moss for the most part. We're just going to be composting this. Get some composters in right here, and a couple of hoppers. Dut dut. And I'm just going to continue the ice here, since I don't think putting another water stream right here would be worth it. And then in theory, we just have to hook up a chest or 2 on the bottom of this thing. And we have bone meal. We have bone meal coming into the system already. Wow. Okay. And so later, I am going to hook up a actual storage system into this thing. Build a pretty looking shell around this. all sorts of that stuff. But for now, we have a fully functioning moss farm. Unless, is this dropping? No, that's not dropping. That was from before, I think. Yeah, this stuff shouldn't be able to escape. But we do have some bone meal being created. Let me just make sure that these dispensers over here are actually filling up and not getting drained. Making sure that this is, in fact, a positive loop. It's a positive loop. That's good, that's good. Yeah, no, that's good, that's good. Is this one on? This one is on. Yeah. It's just barely positive. Because this is so barely positive, I am going to just put 2 hoppers on here. Just to make sure that it collects up a little bit more of the bone meal. Oh, I'm in the farm. I'm a part of the farm. I'm not moss. Okay, this won't affect the efficiency at all when it fills up completely, but it will make sure that it is allocating enough bone meal to refilling these guys, so they won't run dry someday if I run it for too long. Like, although I trust this design, I feel like my changes potentially could have messed with something of some kind, and I don't want to run the risk of this farm just shutting itself down. But yeah, that's it. That's the moss farm. Let's take a look at this from the sky. Ooh, yeah, that's ugly. That is exceedingly gross looking, ugly looking. Wow, it is just a gray brick. But I can imagine a pretty cool building going around this thing. I'll have to think about that. But on that note, I think we are just about out of time for this video. And I mean, really out of time. I have to do some pretty major speed editing here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.